Boom, boom.
Bang!
Ease. Big up Raise Fist every time. Gary Dredd alongside Jeff. We love you.
Alright, we're here live with Gary Dredd. Welcome to Rockaway.
Thank you, brother. Pleasure
Feeling
to be
very
here,
tall
brother.
today. Very tall.
What happened? You got
I
your
grew.
big kicks on?
I grew, bro. You were on tour with the Movement. You were in the West Coast. I saw you were in like Oregon and Seattle.
All of California, some of Nevada to Vegas.
How do you compare the West Coast to the East Coast when it comes to touring?
They're alike in the same way and different in others, but it's always just super laid back. I'm from the East Coast, you know, but every time you're out there, it's, you know, people come out, man, they love the vibes that we put out, so we're grateful, you know.
A lot of people know you as Reggae Master of the Movement, but you're originally from Philly.
Yeah, hardcore hip-hop, reggae scene, you know, just melting pot of arts and culture.
So you were in the Philly hardcore scene.
Yeah, from all my high school years, seeing all the punk and hardcore groups, you know.
And it was you and Jay Smiles?
Me and Jay Smiles, bass player of the Movement, we grew up playing. Linked up with a real good friend, Chuck Treese, too, and he's actually who put us together, the Movement, actually.
How do you compare New York hardcore, should I say East Coast hardcore, to reggae, to the Cali reggae scene?
Even when I was a youth and getting into Bob Marley and seeing old bands like The Clash and Sex Pistols, you know, growing up listening to them all, I realized it was all kind of the same entity, just different expressions and mood settings. So I look at, you know, a perfect example, Bad Brains was, when I first heard Bad Brains, I was like, yo, that is it, you know, mashing them together. And that's kind of what we do with the Movement, too. It's like a fusion.
What did Bad Brains do for people who never listened to Bad Brains? Like, what was so special about
Bad Brains, man, just mashing punk rock and reggae together, you know, and still in a lot of oppression, but in a time where, you know, they were just really bringing this kind of energy. And their mantra was PMA, positive mental attitude. And as a kid growing up, being a skater and musician, that's a huge mantra to have because you can get eaten alive if you're negative. You know,
I see a lot of people using that PMA, the positive mental attitude. What does that mean to you, and how do you use that in your life?
PMA to me, I mean, I embedded that, you know, because you think about in life when you wake up in the morning, you could either, there's good and evil. Like Buju Banton said, there's good and evil. I chose good. There was a certain part of my life where I had to say, yo, I could either go down this road or I could go down that. I saw people in high school, my peers, community, just falling from drugs, you know, violence, all kinds of fuckery and stuff. And I had to come to a point, if I want to make the best of what I want to do, PMA all the way. Positivity is crucial, you know?
Crucial youth. So what are you planning on doing tonight here in Rockaway Beach? What's your set compromised of, and what kind of music are you looking to do?
So aside from tour with the Movement, writing a bunch of music and producing now, working on the Raucous project with my brother Rick Hayes and Larry Lux. Been producing for Skillinja and other artists too. But tonight, you know, Jeff invited me out. I'm gonna just bring some nice roots and culture, lovers rock and dance songs.
Shout out to Chris Bowen. So you just met Chris Bowen tonight.
Yeah, big up Chris Bowen.
And he's
Big
from
up
Arizona.
Big up all the artists tonight, all the DJs, man. Vibes are already nice. It's early runnings.
I see you're always
Great.
linking up with the new artists. So
Yeah,
like, let's say you and
always.
Chris are going to be doing like a track. What kind of music do you expect out of new artists? Like, what do you look for when you do new tracks?
Originality and just honesty and realness. You know, that's what most honest you are, and not worrying about what other people think is the only way you're going to get a proper vibe out of a track.
So you go with the vibes.
Yeah. People are like a magnet to honesty when they hear it. You'll hear something, you know, where we grew up, we hear something right away. It's like, if I'm not feeling it.
If it's fraudulent, then you got to keep it moving.
And the greatest thing about, you know, New York and Philly where I grew up, because we can stay together, this whole area, if people be like, oh yeah, I worked all year on this, I love it. It's high, you know, so it keeps you humble living out here, or, you know what I mean, being from here.
Oh, so you're saying someone from the East Coast could be like, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, some things fly other places. They're like, oh, yo, that's awesome. But where we grew up, it's like, it's alright, you know. But so to be able to get through that and take criticism and keep growing, you almost got to get burned to get to the other side. Just be stronger, you know what I mean?
You're the drummer from the Movement. How many years have you been drumming for the Movement?
Started drumming with them about 2007. We met through Chuck Treese, and we actually started recording an album, Set Sail. G-Love's studio. We had a studio called Philadelphonic in downtown
I heard of it, yeah.
Philly.
He worked with Slightly Stupid.
Yeah, G-Love is just, you know, he was a legend, or he is a legend.
He was a legend.
No, he is.
Shout out to G Love Garrett.
Big up G Love. He
All
is
right.
a legend and such a humble, amazing artist, and showed us nothing but love and you know. So yeah, about 2007, and we've been touring since 2008.
So I'm thinking 15 years you're in the movement, but now Gary Dread's solo thing, and at the same time you have the Rockers Crew. What exactly is the Rockers Crew? You're wearing the hat. What does that mean?
Yeah, during pandemic, when we're on lockdown, me and Rick Hayes, the other part of Rockers, we started writing a bunch of music. Nowhere to go. We're like, all right, we got nothing but time. So instead of just, you know, slacking, we just had to keep the works going. So that's the birth of.
So Movement is like a band, but yet Rockers is it like two like MCs?
Sound system vibe with two MCs, kind of like a hip hop, reggae, dance hall kind of clash, you know.
So you're bringing it back to like the dance hall roots.
Yeah.
Like two dudes on a microphone.
The
Crush.
root, like the foundation vibes, you know, for real. We just dropped a newer one, and we got a Rockers 3 coming. Hard, running. Jeff actually shot a video for running. We had a nice time this New Year's, actually.
Yeah, we shot on a private island.
It was off the hook. We're working on new ones, so I got those in my head.
I feel like
So
you're
for
just
people to
pumping
hear
out. Like you got Rockers 1, Rockers 2, Rockers 3, Rockers 4. It's like
Yeah.
Rocky, dude.
we're you know, we're old school nerds too. We're like, yo, we gotta have different series, like 1 to 10 probably, if we just keep the vibes going, you know.
Keep going. Put out the art. Put out the art.
It's funny you're bringing that, because a lot of people are like, oh, are you trying to do that to like as a main thing, or is this? I'm just, you know, if I'm not doing one thing, I just can't sit still. I have to be productive or creative.
I'm saying, like, I
you
can't
know?
stay home.
Yeah, I like, you know, I itch, so I gotta building a beat, playing drums, or just it's just how my mind works. So
So you're happy driving out from Philly to New York?
yeah, this was a beautiful day out today
Very
too.
thanful, man.
This weather's random, you know what I mean? It's like never.
I'm wearing a T-shirt in November weather.
It's
right
never
now.
this nice. I'm only wearing this because I live in Florida now. So it's always a little chillier now. My blood thinned out. Beautiful day, man. We're gonna have a good time tonight.
Hell
I'm
yeah,
stoked.
respect.
The main reason why I've been started writing my own music is because I travel so much and I get to see, you know, a lot of the world that maybe most don't get to see on their routines living in a certain area. Me being a Rasta, growing up mixed with so much multicultural, I've realized that, you know, we are different in many ways, but we're so much alike. Like, we could go to every, you know, I see Jeff all over the country too. He tours more than I do. But my mission on the road and as a lyricist is just to make people feel more like one and more comfortable with working together, putting their differences aside, and just being a conscious community and helping each other, because that's the only way we're going to be able to really grow in life. It's just putting out goodness, because that goodness will spread like a virus. They put up whoever put up a fucked up virus and spread like wildfire. If we could only do that with good energy, positive mental attitude, we'll be set.
That's good. That's a good
It's
way.
a little off the dome, but that's
That's a good way of looking at it. What are your goals in the next 3 to 5 years? 5-year plan for Gary Dread.
5-year plan. It's funny because I always get asked, what's your goal? What's the end result? What are you looking forward to doing? Keep doing good things. Keep being happy and healthy. And I read this thing the other day when I'm trying to really be with it, because I'm so fast paced, is to enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. So my goals, you know, I have a bunch of them that I want to happen, but instead of stressing so much to what I want to say as a final point, I really want to be here in the now. And, you know,
Present, live for today.
Exactly, because you're never promised tomorrow. So my goals are to be happy right now, do the good thing, do the right thing right now.
So giving thanks, so to speak, giving thanks.
Giving thanks eternally, for real.
Gary Dread, I'd just like to thank you for coming to New York.
Yes,
Bless
sir.
up.
Thanks for having me,
All
Jeff.
right.
Lion Paw.
Lion Paw, all right.
Ease.
Give thanks. You can find Gary Dread on Rockers, on Instagram, also on The Movement. All right, Gary's the drummer.
New Movement album, Always With Me. New Rockers album coming soon. And a new Skillinger album coming out soon. That's fire.
And new Raise Fist video coming out soon.
Boom, boom.
Bang!
Ease. Big up Raise Fist every time. Gary Dread alongside Jeff. We love you.
Long time.
Guidance and protection. Love you, fam.
Watch me get short.
You should have some edits where it's like, and people are like, What the fuck?
Yeah, thank you. That was sick.
Thank
Short
you,
and
brother.
Sweet.